How are you guys, Gil and
Hey,
Henry?
good,
Thank you for
thanks.
giving me a couple of minutes to talk about this wonderful film. So,
Thank
let
you.
me start with you, Gil. You were born in London, but you lived in Israel, and then you moved to the US. So, how was working with the theme of Christmas from a cultural perspective, and how did you bring all your experience to this film?
It's a great question, and it actually goes right
Thank
to the
you.
heart of why I wanted to make this film. Because when I left London as a very small child, I was almost three, my parents brought the idea of Santa Claus, of Christmas, with us to Israel. And it was just because I was so obsessed with the holiday as a toddler. And so I felt very special that I would get a special visit from Santa Claus, who would travel all the way from England down to Tel Aviv to bring me gifts. And so actually, I always thought of Christmas as something that was my own personal, private connection to the place that I was born. And obviously, my journey has taken me all over. I'm now back in London with my daughter, who I've been able to share Christmas with. And so, through this story, through the book of A Boy Called Christmas, and now the film, I feel like I've been able to get back in touch with my own relationship to Christmas.
Excellent. Thank you for that. It is a great film, actually.
Thank you.
Henry, you're a natural. Being your first
Thank
feature
you.
film and as the main character, that's awesome. That talks a lot about your work ethics and your talent. So I don't know if you know the trajectory of these legend figures you're working with. It is like working on a Harry Potter film. In addition to working with Gil, and an expert, working with young talent. How was it, and what did you learn from this experience?
Um, yeah, obviously, like you said, I've been surrounded by amazing people, tons of experience. Obviously, taking from them to bring into my personal acting, yeah, was really cool just to see how they do it. It was quite surreal, to be honest, to be working with all these massive names who I've grown up being a massive fan of Harry Potter, so growing up watching them, and then to be flying on a reindeer with Jim Broadbent, yeah, it's quite cool. And then obviously working with Gil, just helping me to become the character of Nicholas, and to obviously stay natural and really feel the emotions the character goes through, and then all the technical stuff really helped me with, because obviously I've gone from no experience to then working on this massive production, just to know what all the terms and stuff and what to do, because I've never really been exposed to any of it before. But yeah, it's really cool and amazing to work with such brilliant people.
Excellent. You did a great job as Nicholas. So,
Thank you.
so if we were to treat Christmas as a brand, working with two gigantic brands like Ghostbusters, which congrats for
Thank you.
such a great opening, and now A Boy Called Christmas, and having both projects simultaneously released, let's not talk about pressure, but about challenges such as bringing something modern, something refreshing, without losing the essence or nostalgia of both names or brands.
Well, it's definitely something I thought about, and there is pressure. I did always think that Christmas is the ultimate IP, actually, especially Santa Claus. But they were approached in different ways. I think that with Christmas, there are lots of Christmas stories every year, right? This is not the case of one every few decades or every 5 years. So with Christmas, what you have to do is to try to create something original and something that will respect the audience and will promise them an experience that makes them want to seek your story out in a sea of other opportunities for them. With Ghostbusters, this is a one in a million shot. You've got to get it just right, because what you're trying to do is remind the audience about all the passion that they had for the films that they grew up with. And so slightly different, but both with very, very high difficulties. And I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed them.
Thank you. Henry, tell me about working with the whole visual effects aspect. How difficult was it to stay in character when there's so much going on, and we have to see what was added digitally afterwards?
For me, it just added a lot to the experience. It was a lot of fun, to be honest. Like working with the mouse for me, Gil was the mouse, because obviously they added Stephen Merchant's lines in post. So for me, it was Gil
I was
reading
sitting
aloud,
on
which was
Henry's
cool.
shoulder for
Yeah,
most
yeah, it
of the
was
shoot.
they shrunk him down, yeah. And then obviously riding a horse, which is now a reindeer, that's something I'd never done before, but then to be learning that was really fun. Loads of stunt work and wire work and like flipping around on wires, landing on roofs, falling off like with wires from cranes. It was all really good fun and added like a great aspect to the experience for me. And then obviously to see it come to life now is brilliant. But yeah, I guess it did give me a challenge at times, just to try and, you know, pretend as if I was acting to whatever I was. But I think there is less, I don't know, I feel like a lot of it was I was acting to what you see on the film, because they'd built this giant Elfhelm village, or the cabin in the woods they'd built on location. So it was all, there was so much crazy stuff that they'd built, which really helped me and the other actors to work with. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Excellent. Thank you very much. My time is up. Again, congratulations on such a wonderful film. I watched it with my 7-year-old daughter and she loved it. So I hope it becomes a new Christmas modern classic. So thank you very much and stay safe. Have a great day.
Thank you. It's wonderful to hear that. I'm so happy your daughter enjoyed it. Tell her we say hi.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a
great day.
Bye-bye, guys.